Good morning. For some reason, I used to be able to, I have this, my desktop in VR. I used to be able to click on VR streaming and on the web page for Twitch, it would actually go live. And, but for the last couple of times I've streamed, that doesn't seem to work. So I have to go in, take off my headset and, refresh the screen, the page, and then it's live. Because I like to know if I'm actually streaming or not. So it appears like I am. Alrighty. So we got back from Providence, Rhode Island on Monday, and we went to Flight Sim Expo. When I was looking at my artwork for the stream, I seen it still said Providence, Rhode Island. So this morning I updated it to reflect where we're going next. So we're going to go to Minneapolis, St. Paul. And if I remember right, it was like the 12th to the 14th or something like that. So so that's where my stream starting soon. So I update like one piece of one PNG file, and basically the banner at the bottom over on the right hand side and my stream starting soon both reflect that. So today we're gonna do kind of a short flight. I think I'm about 40 miles to the airport I'm gonna fly to, and it's northeast regional. It's in Ohio. It's actually an airport I've never flown to in real life. We've flown by it, but we never, for whatever reason, we never flew to that airport. So what my goal today is that they're on my force feedback yoke, my CLS-60. They released a new version of software that they were using at Flight Sim Expo. And I'm just checking out the software trim functions and the autopilot functions. And what I'm finding is on the Reality Expansion Pack 172, the software trim, for me to be at level flight, I have to have this my trim wheel a little bit like nose down for it to be level flight, where on the default 172 I don't. So it's not quite as bad as I did a test flight yesterday. It's not as bad as I thought it was, but there's still a difference, and I'm not so sure I understand why. So we are in Reality Expansion Pack plane. So let me check a couple of things. Plugins. We're up. Show weight and balance. Should be 17. Yep, we're good. We'll do a quick check of the maintenance and make sure I didn't break anything. I don't think I did, but you only know when you check. That all looks good. No, don't look like anything's broke. Okay, whoops. So, put throttle in a little bit, turn beacon on, turn battery on, wait for the G1000 to fire up. And so we'll turn the fuel pump on. Mixture full rich. That should be good. And got a roll over. There we go. These charts are right out. Turn the taxi on. Avionics on. Go down a little bit. About there. Looks like my position here. Oh yeah, I can tell when I come over here if I don't have it quite set right in VR, then I'll when I try to get to this knob, I'll feel my desk. So I didn't feel it, so we're all good. So what do we got going on here? So I'm on ground. I got tower. So let's listen to ATIS and see what they have to say.
Departing runway 24. Wind 190 degrees 10 knots. Visibility more than 10 miles. No significant clouds.
0 feet.
28.
Arriving and departing runways 24, 20. Advise on initial contact. You have information X-ray. Erie International Tom Ridgefield. Information X-ray.
So
1451 Zulu.
Coming this way. So
Wind
I have
190 at 14. Visibility 10.
So basically, I put the ATIS, I put it in COM 2, and then to hear it, I have to click on this. So this over here is mic, and this is received. So when I clicked on that, and so it's highlighted down here, I got to click here to get back up. So the frequency switch between standby and active. So it works with the COM 1. Okay, so that's all good. It says we're going on 2-4, so I'm on ground. Got that tower and standby. So we'll see if I can get permission to fly. Yeah, that's close enough. Ground, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Request taxi to runway 24.
Nobody is listening on 122.8.
They're probably not. They are probably not listening on that. So, don't want it to be 8, I want it to be 9. Let's see if it works better now. And it actually is 121, if I remember right. Yep, 121. All right, we'll try this again. Ground Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request taxi to runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, taxi to runway 24 via Foxtrot Delta, cross runway 2, then Alpha. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready for departure.
Taxi to runway 24 via Foxtrot Delta, cross runway 2, then Alpha. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready for departure. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Okie dokie. You can wait. Are you gonna wait? No. Huh. You're supposed to wait. So we're running, let me think a minute. Explain 12.2.1 beta 1. So this is the latest public beta that of X-Plane. So at Flight Sim Expo, they were running, what were they running there? They were running 12.3.0, some developer release. So I've been cleared, so I can go right across this runway. So that's upcoming after we get done with this beta release. Then it looks like we'll be moving on to 12.3. So So that's kind of cool. There's a couple of pretty cool things in 12.3. You have for like the G1000s here, like in my Cessna here, we'll have synthetic vision in there, so that's kind of cool. Also, if you have it also have weather radar. Good morning, Iowa. How are you doing this morning? I hope all is well with you. Yeah, I have a kind of an odd problem with my force feedback. You know, it's not a big problem, but it is a problem that on my trim wheel here, I have to set it a bit. When I'm using the reality expansion pack plane, I have to for level flight, I have to set it a little bit more nose down than what I do on the default 172. So I was thinking that I maybe my original plane that I put the rep package on, maybe it was too old a version or something like that. So I went ahead and made basically copied that default 172 and made it turned it into a rep, and the problem remained. So I figured I'd just do a quick test flight here this morning and kind of demonstrate what's going on. So
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, contact tower on 118.1 so long.
Contact tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Alrighty. Let me stop right here. Yeah, so that so the wind's at a 190. So if you look at it compared to the runway, that's about a direct crosswind. So it ain't very much wind, but oh, I thought I had it high enough, but I don't. Nope. Not high enough to keep you happy. Come on, let's go. Alrighty, I'll turn you off, on you on, you on, you on. Oh, and let me, before I do too much of anything here. Oh, H, whoops. Z. Y. Okay. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, ready for departure. Runway 24, straight out departure.
Cessna 256 Bravo Golf, Erie International, Tom Ridge Field Tower, runway 24, winds 190 at 14. Cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. See how this goes. That's going to be a pretty good crosswind. Oh well. Okay, I'm take a look at everything here. Lining up, blah, blah, blah. Lined up, yep. So we're climbing at around 75 knots, so. And the trim is set at 0.07000000. So once that's where we're climbing. So we're climbing 75, 74, somewhere around there. So that's, to me, that's about right, so. And what are we? We're under 10 degrees of climb out of here, so. Now we're climbing a lot more. Or the pitch went up quite a bit more. I don't think I moved it, but yeah, you never know. Not sure what happened there. That changed quite a bit. Okay. So we'll go ahead and trying to make sure I'm it is going great. It is going great. Just enjoying flying in VR on my way to an airport not too far from Erie. So we'll go ahead and click on autopilot, and this guy kind of light level change, nose up. I haven't around here. I fly in Mexico, and there was a bunch of seagulls on the one airport I was at. So, and I'm trying to remember if I have them turned on or off. So, I'm not so sure there's a choice. But I did see seagulls at an airport in Mexico. So, but I haven't seen any in flying I've been doing around this area. So. But I do know they do exist, so. Okay, so we're gonna climb up to 4,500 feet. And so I can't quite tell yet, but certainly it looks like with this reality expansion pack plane, the trim indicator is way more nose down than I think I remember with the default. So my plan is this: I'm going to fly. So I'm 26 miles away from this airport. So I'm going to fly over there. I'm going to land, and then I'm going to switch aircraft. So I'm going to load the default 172 G1000, and see what that kind of acts like. So when I look at this, so for takeoff we were 0.07000, and so we are quite a ways from that. So I'm not sure. Let me check. We all okay here? Yeah, we're okay. So main menu. Whoops. I didn't quite read. Why did that not do what I wanted it to do? Oh, I didn't hit the right thing. So graphics. I would think it'd be here. Airplanes, boats. I would think it would be in here. This is graphics, and I would think it would be here. Let me go over to general. I don't see anything here. No, I don't see anything. Nope. No, I don't see anything.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, you're leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Yeah, I kind of thought that was true also, but I certainly don't see a place where you do that. I mean, not in the normal settings anyhow. So, okay, so we got 1,000 feet to go, climbing up to 4,500 feet. So I checked the configuration of my yoke, because there's different configurations for each airplane, and I don't see any different in the sports feedback tools. I don't see any different in the configuration, and when I looked at like the center of gravity for the default aircraft and for the reality expansion pack plane, I don't see any difference either. So I'm not so sure what could be different. So, but something certainly is. So. It's a fairly pretty day today, kind of scattered clouds, so I'm running live weather, so looking pretty nice. Oh, maybe. That I hadn't thought about that. Yeah. I don't think I have any failures turned on. So, but like I said, I saw it in this in an airport in Mexico. So, and I was kind of surprised. I didn't have any idea why. I didn't turn it. I'm running the same. I was running a little bit of an earlier version, but not very much, you know. Okay, we're leveling off here. So pull power back. I'm going to go back to 2310. Well, at least that's my plan. So we should end up around 90, 96, 98. Maybe a little less because it's a little bit windier than it was yesterday when I was flying before, but yep. Yeah, so as it's leveling off, it's the engines running a little bit faster, so I had to slow it back down a little bit. There we go, 98. So from the indicator here, we're still quite nose down, and certainly compared to takeoff. So, and that's pretty well balanced right here when I look at it. So it goes down a little bit, comes up a little bit, down a little bit, up a little bit. So and we're absolutely a double flight. Yep. So I see my airspeed's 101, and my RPM is 2370, so we'll pull it back a little bit more.
Attention all aircraft. Erie International Coverage Field Information. Zulu current. Altimeter 2998.
So it's still hazy today, but not as bad as it was yesterday. Yesterday was a bit more hazy, so. They did this test flight after supper yesterday, so. I don't tend to like to stream something without at least test flying it. So especially if I'm testing something that I've changed. If it's the same, if I haven't changed anything, it's different. So, but if I've changed, like I'm running different software for the yoke, I want to make sure I'm not surprised live. So. So we're about 11 minutes from this airport. So when I get around 10 miles, I'll make a call to CTAF for the, because this is an untowered airport. So I'll make a call to CTAF and kind of go from there. So this runway, if I took off on 24, then should be, this runway is going to be 27. So put the heading bug over on 27. I got a couple of gadgets coming this week. I got some a piece of aluminum plate that I'm getting ready for my new pedals to mount them on the my pedal mount that I'm using right now. So I got that ordered. That's coming. Wow, that was expensive shipping. It's an 18 by 18 aluminum plate that's 1/8 of an inch thick. The shipping on UPS was $31. I went, wow. That's a bit pricey, but I don't know what it weighs, so I'm not so sure. So, but it definitely seemed a little steep in pricing, but it's kind of one of those things. It's what I need to kind of get my pedal to mount these new rudder pedals on my pedal mount, and it is what it is. So, and then the other thing I got is on, let's see. So the metal's coming on Tuesday, and then my new 5090's coming on Wednesday. So Wednesday morning, I plan on starting to take my unplug everything from my the computer I'm on right now. Unplug everything and start working on removing the old water cooler, putting the new water cooler on, and hopefully have that all done before the GPU, and pull out the old GPU, and hopefully have that all done before the new GPU arrives. So that's at least my goal. So, because needless to say, I have a whole bunch of stuff plugged into this thing. So I've got 2 VR headsets plugged in. I've got, of course, my monitor plugged into a KVM, and I've got to have, got to have 8 USB plugs plugged into this thing. So it'll take a while to get everything all unplugged and get it opened up so that I can, because replacing the water cooler, it's got a 360 millimeter radiator on it, so I gotta take some time to kind of get that all unplugged from the power and all the screws out of it, so that I can get it out of there. So it's like it's a bit warm in the house, so it can get up to about, in VR here, it can get up to about 80, and that's kind of where I think it's like, it's not going to be thermal throttling, but it's kind of like, nah, this has done better before. So, and I have cleaned out all the fins and all that stuff, and it helped, but it's not quite the same. So we have a replacement for it, and we'll just pull it out and put the new one in its place. So. So frame-wise, we're doing not too bad. Oh, freight times, they're just definitely dancing around a little bit, though. And I'm looking straight ahead, and they're not as, they don't dance as much, but it's still going from like 10 to 22, so that's pretty big jumping around, so not sure why. But as far as the feel in the headset, no, I'm good, you know. Alrighty, so I better get a CTAP frequency in. I go over here. So CTAP. Set COM1 standby 122.800.
COM1 standby set to 122.8.
Okay, so flip this over. Northeast Regional, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Inbound full stop landing for runway 27. So, get the autopilot off. Get rid of the flight director. One thing I find is if I don't get rid of the flight director, it seems to have an impact on the yoke. So, alrighty, so we kind of fly straight ahead, pull back to, let's go to 2000. So let me descend a little bit. Elevation of this airport is 900, so about 2000 is where I need to be. So we'll just let it gradually descend. I'll give it a little bit of nose up trim to try to slow it down a little bit. I probably didn't have to, but it's something I tend to do. But we're descending about 700 feet per minute, so not bad. I'm kind of verging a little bit to the right. I shouldn't be, so 7 miles out. Can't say that I can see it. Last night it kind of snuck up on me. Not terrible, but I didn't see it, and all of a sudden, oh, that looks like a runway. so I'm going to come along the right side of the airport and go around the back side of it. There's a 4-lane highway. Go up that and then make a left, and then I'll be on the downwind. So when I get to around 2500, I'll level off. So 6 miles. Kind of thinking over here on my left a little bit is the airport. I don't see anything else that kind of like kind of sticks out. That is, but it's too far away to kind of say that for sure. But it's looking that way. So this airport's a little bit off the shore of Lake Erie, but it's still, Lake Erie's right there. It's not that far. Sure looks like a runway. There it is. I had to get, I'm 4.2 miles away, and now I can actually see, the runway. So I was 4.2 miles away before I could actually say, yep, that's a runway. So it's kind of the gray around the runway kind of like blends, the runway blends into it, at least through my eyes in this headset. So, and actually I can see things pretty good. So Kadok. We're 2,900, so pretty soon here I'll try to level this thing off a bit. Leave the power about where it is. I was up around 100, 102 knots, so I'll trying to get it down a little bit. So we clearly should have runway now. Seems about level. I lost just a little bit of RPM. So in VR, excuse me, in VR I've been seeing, I can't quite say for sure if it's only one eye, because I haven't been closing it. It happens so rarely that I haven't been trying to keep one eye closed to see if it's, you know, a left or a right eye thing, or if it's in both. But every once in a while, up off the horizon, if you have like clouds like those clouds over there, every once in a while, you will, they will turn from white to black. And they do it very quickly. They do it for about a second or two. And then they go back to what they were. And you go, what is that? So, I told Ben about it at Flight Sim Expo, and he seemed like this is something that he didn't know about. I said, so I filed a bug report then. So I filed a bug report, and I had a video. I was streaming, and I did a video, and so I put timestamps on it so that you knew exactly where to look, when to look. And then I think I did one weather dump in it. So I was kind of hoping I would see more today, but I haven't. I've only seen it once, I think, today. So, but he didn't seem to be aware of it. So I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. So I was kind of hoping to see it more often today, but like I said, it's not that common, and it's nothing that, if you see it, it isn't like you can like turn your head back and forth and go, oh, there, it happened again. Nope, it don't work that way. It is, it's just kind of like every once in a while, and I don't know what's driving it. It just happens. So when we land here, I'm gonna have to go down quite a ways to that taxiway there, and then I'll turn off there and get off the runway and change planes. Northeast Regional, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind, runway 27. So we got the runway about in the middle of the strut here, so we're about the right distance away. We're a little bit fast. I'm gonna pull up a little bit. Run the trim the nose up a little bit. There we go. I was around 90, so that looks much better. So there are the numbers. We are now in the white arc, so I can put on one notch of flaps. We'll power back. We'll try 1800. Degrees of flaps. About 70 knots. Northeast Regional Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, turning final. Full stop landing. So the taxiway is a bit down here. It doesn't have a sign. So it kind of sneaks up on you, so. But it's where those hangars are. Whoops, sorry. Whoops. Was paying attention to rep and not flying the airplane. There it is. So you can see the taxiway, but there's not a sign that says taxiway. I may have to rework this. Got taxi signs over here, but not there. And it's kind of like, really? So, Northeast Regional Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, clear of active runway 27. Okay, parking brake on. Let me shut off the avionics. Kill this. Turn this off. Alrighty, so it's all. So let me. I'm gonna go load a different plane. One thing I would really wish is that if I just loaded, I wish it would actually load where I was. So since it doesn't, KHGY, and I have to tell it to do that. Customize ramp. It says it's a tie down. We'll see how close I am. Firm. Start flight. Start new flight. Okay. Looks like a familiar place. Get that out of there. Yeah. Oh, that actually is not too bad. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. Oh, I gotta, because I loaded a new plane, I have to get a couple of gadgets in here. Sound settings. And have a tab. What's kind of cool is yeah, as long as I'm stopped, I'm gonna go take a look. Good morning, Hawker. How are you doing? What's kind of cool is if you reload an airplane, Avatab kind of remembers all the stuff you had put in. So that's kind of cool. So let me go look. See if I can find them. The data route output? Nope. No. Accessibility? Nope. Keyboard. I am actually doing awesome. I'm having a lot of fun in DR and waiting for my Bigscreen Beyond 2E to arrive. Probably it's either going to be towards the end of this month or the beginning of next month. Data output, nope. General. Where the heck are failures at? You can tell I don't do these very much. Huh. I got no idea. I'll have to look when I am not streaming. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where failures are. Okay, so got to remember. Yeah, I think I go out that way. I got a map I can use, but I'm gonna try not to use it. So, turn the beacon on. Turn avionics on. Taxi on. Flight config on the plane. Oh, okay. All right. Customize. Ah, okay. Yeah, so we got like bird strikes here, but I'm not sure if that's actually the same thing. I mean, I have it always working, so, but I'm not sure if that's the same thing. Maybe if you enable it, you would see it. I don't know. But that absolutely is bird strike for engines, engine. You would think you'd have a bird strike for a windshield, but that may be in a different place. So, okay. At least I know where it is now. Thank you. Alrighty, so we got that set up. I got taxi on. And I should still be on CTAP. I am. So, if I'm not thinking. So we'll see what this looks like when I climb out of here. So, okay. So we'll go ahead and we'll head back to Erie. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure this is, yeah, it is. So I can see that my heading bug is over here. So that means I gotta turn left here. Let me check, make sure. Yep. So you come up here and you kind of look. You look down there and you go, that taxiway ain't very long. That one is, so. So we're gonna turn left here. Yeah, so the other thing I got coming, I'm thinking around we'll say between the 15th and the 20th is, I have FlightSim.com, force feedback rudder pedals coming. And the week of Flight Sim Expo, the very beginning of that week, they were loaded on a boat in Hong Kong, and they're on their way here. So the reason I asked the question, like, why can't we get them with why can't they fly them by air? The reason is tariffs. You would have to pay 55% tariff if it comes in by air. If it comes in by a ship, a container, it's 5%. So the difference is quite dramatic on a rather pricey set of rudder pedals. So I went, oh, okay, that sounds good to me. It'll just take longer. That's okay. So, and I got an opportunity to try them out at Flight Sim Expo, and oh yeah. Baby and the CEO there, he was standing there talking to a customer, and I said to him, when I got done, I got up and I says, I think I'll buy them. He just laughed because I already had bought them. So, all righty. So when I get up here, I need to set a direct to Erie. So. Okay, so I'll do this. Whoops. Okay, so we got Erie dialed in. I'm still on CTAP. We'll turn the taxi off, landing, navs, tribes. Make a call. Northeast Regional, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, ready to take runway 27, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Okie doke. Oh, this actually did have an AWAS, so. Oh well. We'll just go for it. We'll be okay. Okay, so once again, my trim's set for 0.07. So to climb out here with this aircraft is different. So it went down as low as around 55. Now it's about 63. So it's quite a bit different. Because I just pulled up on the yoke enough to just to get it to rotate, and then this let go, you know, so it would, so I would see what, yeah, right there. So that went down to like 65. So quite interesting how different these two are. So, alrighty, so we'll go ahead and so 900 feet. So probably. Yeah, so I'm more than 500 feet above the ground. We'll go ahead and roll around here and continue to climb and get on course for flying back to Erie. So. So I'll just get kind of away from the airport a little bit. 2,000 feet. I need to be. Oops. So now that I'm past the airport, I can kind of turn a little bit more on course here. So I should be on a heading of 58, so I'm about 85. So. Okay. Alrighty. So, autopilot. Nav. Flight level change. 75 will be fine for flight level change. And we're pretty close to our cruising altitude, so we actually are at our cruising altitude. So I'll pull back to 2310. I'll probably have to readjust this a couple of times before till it gets like completely leveled out. Because as it drops down, the RPMs are going to pick up a little bit. So we're going at an angle to intercept the magenta line. One thing I find with my MFG crosswinds, I just love them for like takeoffs and landings. But what I find is they're so light in the center that I tend to like leave in, like right there. I had some right rudder input that I shouldn't have. It should be no input at all. But it's kind of hard to feel it, and the new rudder pedals, that didn't seem to be true at all. So that was a better experience. So, but in general, I like my MFG crosswind. So I have to find. I think I know where they're gonna go. I have a CFI friend that's here in Erie. So I'm gonna call him up once I get my rudder pedals, get them in, and getting them working. I'm gonna call him up and say, hey, I have a Fulcrum 1 yoke and I have MFG crosswind pedals. Are you interested? Or do you know somebody that's interested? So, because I just don't want to sell them and ship them. I just don't want to do that. And if somebody in the area can use them, that's great. My MFG crosswinds I've used for, wow, at least 6 or 7 years, so it isn't like they're new. So I've had a lot of enjoyment with them. So, and my Fulcrum 1, I used that for 4 or 5 years, probably 4, and then that's when I got my force feedback yoke and never looked back. Alrighty, so we're on our way to Erie, 23 miles out. So what are we looking at? 11 minutes. So 11 minutes 38 seconds. So 2 days ago, I did a stream, and I was kind of talking about in VR headsets how much resolution is enough, and I kind of judge it like this: is can from the position I'm at right now, can everything in this cockpit, can I read it? So can I read all of this? Can I read that placard up there? You know, can you read it? And if you can, you know, then that's enough resolution. Now, are there headsets above this one that has more resolution? Yes. And I actually have one. I have a Chipdaw Mega Next Superlight 8K that I thought might be my daily driver, but it's not, for a couple of reasons. One is I have a 4090, and I cannot, no matter what I've done to that thing, and I've tried for months now to try to get it sharper than what I see in my Bigscreen Beyond 1. And it's like, yeah, that's just kind of crazy. So it isn't just the resolution. It is, it's the resolution. It's the lenses. They all have an impact, and the fit. So in other words, this headset has a fairly small sweet spot. So if I just run that, put this headset just up a little bit or down a little bit, it won't be sharp. It won't be. So this sweet spot is pretty small. The Bigscreen Beyond 2, they realized that problem and fixed it. They didn't fix it by putting a higher res panel in it. They fixed it by putting better lenses in it. So now the Bigscreen Beyond 2 has a very large sweet spot, and it also has greater field of view. So the Mega Next, you can get greater field of view if you use more of the panel. So in other words, you render more of the panel than how it comes default from Chipdaw. So what does that mean? it means you need more GPU. If I'm already struggling with a 4090 to run the native resolution of the Megan X, trying to run it to render even more of that panel, it just kills my frame. So I can't do that. So with the 5090, I'll probably be able to do that. But even so, when I got ready to stream, let me think. About 10:30, I went ahead and put my yoke on the desk, because my yoke sets off to the left, basically on a Fulcrum 1 yoke box, and that's where it sleeps at. So I take it off in there and put it on my desk, clamp it down, and then so I get all that ready. I pull my pedal mount back, drop my chair wheels into the pedal mount. It's got like a U channel on it. Drop the wheels into there, get everything and get it adjusted so that when I pull the yoke all the way back, it basically touches my belly, and that's the right position for me. And so I do all that, and I did all that before I went into VR. So did all that, started up X-Plane, and actually had X-Plane running, so that I can get all that stuff ready. And then told it to go into VR shortly before I clicked on the stream starting soon. And so when I click on VR, it basically starts Steam VR. Steam VR starts my base stations, and basically at that point in time, then I turn on my VR controllers. And we're on the ship though. I have to. It has a dongle for my VR controllers, which doesn't work as well as what the having the dongle inside a VR headset doesn't work as well. And then I have to use my phone to turn on my base station. So it's just more to get it up and running. It's just more messing around to get it to come up and run. So okay, so I better switch this over to tower, and check COM1 standby 121.900.
COM1 standby set to 121.9er.
Okay, so I have tower active, I have ground and standby. So I'm about 10 miles out. Pretty quick here. I'll call tower and announce my intention to land on runway 24. When I did it when I was streaming Friday, he says no, runway 6 is active. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, we'll see. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, inbound to land, runway 24.
Cessna 256 Bravo Golf, Erie International, Tom Ridge Field Tower, wind 200 at 10, runway 24, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 24, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Okie doke. We're at 3,500 feet. We got to be at 2,000 feet or so at Erie, so I'm going to disable my autopilot. Turn the flight director off, so that clears everything off here. Pull back the power. So I'm kind of at level flight. I'm going to be going down a little bit, but this trim indicator is kind of kind of pretty close to takeoff. And so this is like point, so 0.11. When we left here, when I left back at Regional Airport, when we took off, it was 0.70070. So, so I didn't look at, so this is kind of where it was. So it's quite a bit different than where the reality expansion pack plane is. Okay, let's pull back to 2000. I'm gonna give it a little bit of nose up trim to try to bleed out some airspeed here. We can clearly see the runway, the airport right there with the runway. So the bigger guy there, wider guy, that's the runway. So we'll go ahead and descend here. And I'm set up pretty much for a downwind for a runway 24. So one thing I've kind of noticed with the scenery is I'm using X World with X Forest version 2, and in X World the houses look they look drabber. At least the houses out this way, they look kind of drabber than what I see with the default Cessna default scenery with X-Plane. It's kind of funny. I don't understand it yet. I've just noticed it on my last couple of flights. So I think for sure when 2.3 gets released, I think I'll be spending some more time in the default scenery just to see what that looks like. So. Okay. See, I lost a little bit of RPM, so I was like at about 1850, so put it back to about 2000. So. Kind of seem like we're getting a little danced around there. Oh, not bad. Okay. Something like 1900, yeah, 1980. So I'm in pretty good shape here. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, winds 200 at 10, runway 24, cleared to land.
Cleared to land, runway 24, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. So 200, so 240, so that's not too bad. So. Not quite right down the runway, but it's not bad. Off a little bit. It's better than 19. All right. So we'll pull back the power a little bit here, maybe 18. Hold the yoke up a little bit. Whoops, 18. Hold the yoke up a little bit. That will get me in the white arc. So I got 10 degrees of flat fin. Trying to get the nose to go down so my airspeed doesn't drop. I'm kind of looking. There's a 4-lane highway down here. If I cross that highway, I'm probably too far from the airport. So At 45 degrees, that looks that way to me. 20 degrees of flaps. I've been landing with just 20 degrees of flaps, and seems to work. So if I need the extra flaps, I can put it in, but don't tend to seem to need it. So I'm going to fly like straight out here on a heading of around 330. And I'm just trying to get rid of some altitude. I'd kind of like to be around 1200 right here. And looks like I'm a little bit high, so I'll pull the power back a little bit. Come back in here. Get lined up. Tower Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, turning final. Okay. So elevation here is 730. I'm at about 1,000 feet right now. About 64 knots. Pull all the power back. And leaf flare. I would probably agree with you. I was more worried about running off the runway than actually making a really good approach, a really good landing.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, welcome to Erie. Contact ground on 121.9er.
Contact ground, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Yeah, I was more concerned because I know I was getting blown a little bit. I didn't think I was getting blown too bad. And, all right. So we've, crossed the hold short. Turn taxi on, land off, nav off, strobe up. Whoops. My controller moved on me. Ground, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Clear of active runway 24. Request taxi to general aviation parking.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, taxi to general aviation parking via Alpha 1 Alpha Delta, cross runway 2, then Foxtrot. Good day.
Taxi to general aviation parking via Alpha 1 Alpha Delta, cross runway 2. Whoops. Cross runway 2, then Foxtrot. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Okay. That didn't quite seem right, but I want to play with something right here before I move. Okay, so I wanted to see how far I had to move the trim wheel to kind of get to where the zero. If you look in Plane Maker, trim for takeoff is on Cessna 172 is 0.07000. So I wanted to see how far I had to move it, and that was around 1. So if I go down some more, so it was around there. So I didn't have to move it very far. And to me, that seems about right. Now, what I really have to figure out is why is the rep different? There's got to be something about it that there's a reason for that, and I don't know quite yet what it is. But that's part of trying to figure this stuff out, because certainly my goal with having force feedback is can I replicate a rail plane as close as possible. And so far, I've been very, 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 very happy. When I first got it, I won't say that that was true. That the example to replicate a real plane is when, like right now, it's we're taxiing along. We're under enough airspeed to where the airspeed indicator would even be alive, and but the elevator is up just a little bit because we're at like 1100 RPM, and when the engine is shut down, then the elevator is drooped as far down as it's gonna droop. And so on my yoke, then the yoke is all the way full forward. So when you look, you see there's a blue line right here. When this engine is shut down, that line is way over there. So and that's how a real plane works. So as you start taxiing down the runway, as you increase in speed, then the elevator raises, so the yoke moves closer to you until you're in a neutral position. So you're in this position here, and so what that means for the yoke forces is that that's about the least amount of force you're going to have on this yoke. And so you can easily move it back a little bit to rotate and take off. So you don't have to move it far. It's kind of amazing how it works. You don't move it far, and you'll rotate. That's when trim takes over. So once you rotate, then you can just let go of the yoke, and because you don't trim set in the yoke position at that point in time, and as long as you have it trimmed right, it's going to climb out of there at whatever's appropriate. So certainly not climb so steep that you'll stall, but at basically a rate where you'll climb. You want to get to altitude as quick as you can, but without the airspeed dropping so low that you'll stall. So that's kind of the goal. And this all seems to work. Like I said, it's just different on the rep, and it's not bad different, it's just different. And so I'm just trying to figure out, is it possible to make it the same, or is it inherently of the rep, the things that they've done to it, to the 172, that makes it different? Just that's the way it is. So okay, so we made it back safe and sound. That did a fair landing. And guess we'll shut off the avionics. We'll pull back the mixture. Plane stops. And we'll call that a day. So pull it back, okay, I guess we're okay. And well, that was fun. I did kind of what I wanted to do, so we'll I don't know when I'll fly again. Like I said, this is going to be kind of a crazy week, so I got my metal coming that I'll at least start figuring out where I need to drill the holes to get it mounted. I probably won't mount it on my pedal mount until I actually get the yoke here. I'll probably do that all at one time, but certainly with the GPU coming on Wednesday, ain't no way I'm streaming that day. My computer will be ripped apart, and so I'm thinking I'll probably my hope is to be able to stream by the weekend. So, and it would be great if I got on my Bigscreen Beyond 2E by then, but I'm not. It's unlikely that that's going to happen. So, might get a new yoke by then. Don't know yet, or new rotor pedals by then, but don't know yet. So, but at the very least, I'll probably stream at least by next weekend for sure. So, and hopefully we'll have some new toys to play with. So, thanks all for stopping by, and we'll hopefully people enjoy this content. My rough goal is just to kind of to show my experience in VR in X-Plane 12, and I just because I hear people that certainly seemingly have way more trouble than I have in VR. I don't know why. But one thing I have learned is that VR, yeah, you have to be willing. Certainly with X-Plane 12, you got to be willing to spend some money on resources to kind of get it to an acceptable place, and to me, this is an acceptable place. But that new headset, nah, I can't get it there. I just can't. So I found out that I could actually trade in my 4090, and Newegg will give me $1,600 for it. It's like, okay. So I've used it for over 2 years, and I get, let me think, 16, so $400 less than what I paid for it. Newegg will give it to me as a trade-in. I'm like, okay, this made buying a 5090 quite a bit easier to swallow. So, and so that's kind of what I did. And what I do now is that with the 5090, I'll be able to run that Megan X much easier. But I still, and I'll find this out months down the road. I firmly believe that my Bigscreen Beyond 2E will be my daily driver. I can't see the Megan X being it. I just can't. I'll probably end up selling it because there is a market for them, and I'll probably end up selling it. So because there's people that want to buy it, and they are very, very, very slow in shipping. And the other thing that is true is you got to pay duty. You got to pay so a Megan X is about $1,800 or $1,900. You pay a $550 duty currently to get that here in the States. So all of a sudden that's not $1,800. That's like $2,400 thereabouts. It's kind of like, oh, wait a minute. So if I even sell mine for like $1,500, I wouldn't feel bad about that at all. And somebody would be happy to pay that because there's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. It just, I just have a hard time getting it to fit my face. That's all. And, but there's nothing physically wrong with the headset. It's just not. And, but it is not, and I'll use the term ease of use. I want a VR headset that I can, like I said for today, about 20 minutes before I went to go online, I had this Bigscreen Beyond up and running in less than 5 minutes. So, and actually probably way less, probably 2 minutes, and that it was all ready to roll. And the Megan X would be easily 15, if not 20. So that's the difference. And if you put a headset on and leave it on for a long period of time, maybe that time doesn't matter. But I put a headset on and use it for a couple hours, and then I take it off and don't use it for maybe a week. So maybe less. It kind of depends what I'm doing. But that's kind of where I'm at. So, and like I said, I'm just trying to just show like how my experience in VR, and I know like doing it, streaming it. You know, when you look at it in 2D, it's not the same. Absolutely not the same. You don't get the 3D effect that I get, and but just trying to convey that. So, and hopefully it works. So, alrighty, guys, have a great day. It's been fun today. So, did pretty much what I wanted to accomplish, and did some pretty good landings. So I was pretty happy with that. And the other thing, just showing off the yoke. I just this is this is one of my better purchases. The my yoke is, I enjoy it so much, and it makes pattern work fun. So, alrighty, catch y'all later, and we'll see you probably next weekend. I would think I'll stream again. So, bye bye.